Hey guys, I'm back. Sorry I've been all over the place. Some of you out there may be wondering what's been going on. There's a lot I'm dealing with, and there's a lot of things that I'm working on right now, trying to get it set up. The name has changed, but my one-on-ones with you guys are still going to be speaking experience, based off of things I experience, based off my feelings, my thoughts. So I'm going to continue this. Now, my Roski's Renegade Radio will be podcast interviews, things like that. So I will get that situated, guys. Okay. But today we're going to be talking about heartbreak and how it affected me and other people, how serious it is. So one reason of being heartbroken is, for a lot of people, is losing your lover, your partner, your wife, your fiance, girlfriend, whatever it is. A lot of people deal with heartbreak due to that. It's a very emotional subject. I mean, when you guys split up, and let's say it's somebody you thought you were going to be with forever, or you couldn't see anything any other way, that causes heartbreak. I mean, with me personally, that's probably the most affected I've ever been out of any other feelings, was heartbroken. So some people, they let's say it's a death of a lover. It's hard to come back from that. I mean, some people never do. I remember when I lived in Indiana, there was this old guy would come out every morning and he would start crying. Like, it was very noticeable. You can hear him crying, and I guess it was all because he missed his wife. It was that serious for him. Every single morning he would come out and cry. He was old too, guys. I mean, it's sad things, and the death of a lover, it don't necessarily have to be an actual death. Me myself, I mourned it as a death when I separated from everything that I imagined would be. It was like a death to me. So I mourned in that type of way. Okay, and yeah. So it affects you badly, guys. And like I said, nobody has the same emotions. Some people's emotions are way more intense than others, like myself. And then being cheated on, and that'll definitely break your heart, because you just broke the trust. You broke every promise. You broke whatever agreements you guys came up with. But it's definitely something that'll break your heart, and it gives you feelings of not good enough. It makes you feel a lot of things. It's a constant worry if you allow it. Okay, and being separated from kids. I mean, some people go through legal issues, or just whatever the case may be. When you're separated from your kids, you're definitely heartbroken. I mean, me personally, it is the ultimate. It is the ultimate thing in my life. My ultimate weakness is my children. So when you affect me in that type of way, if your kids are taken from you and you love your kids as much as I do, you would understand. And I know a lot of people out there do understand. A lot of people out there have had to go through this, and it's definitely heartbreaking. Okay. Now, major loss of money. One way to be heartbroken, an investment. Let's say this was your passion. You put everything you've had into it, and some. It could be years and years worth of work, multiple things. But losing that can break your heart. I mean, you put a lot into something. It's definitely heartbreaking when it goes away. And it's not just that. It could be a business. It can be something you created. I mean, just something you're passionate about, or just money in general. Okay, and sentimental items. Let's say something was stolen, something was broken, or whatever, irreplaceable items that are very sentimental. It could be somebody's ashes. It could be lots of things like that. Okay, that's heartbreaking when um, you lose it forever. I mean, or it's beyond repair. Um, Sentimental items you hold close to your heart, so it can be heartbreaking too. And then losing role models, people you look up to. I mean, it could be parents, it could be family members, it could be celebrities, anybody that you look up to. Let's say they fall off, get hooked on drugs, they die, or they just became everything you thought that wasn't possible. That could be heartbreaking because now it kind of leaves you clueless in what to do, you know? Like, let's say that's who you wanted to be, or you wanted to be just like them. It makes you reconsider everything. So that could be heartbreaking. And losing something close to your heart, basically, that's what it all boils down to. Something you've held so dearly, so close to yourself that when it's gone and when you lose it, when it's out of your life, it breaks your heart. You guys have to really figure out a new way of life after that, or a new way of doing things, I should say. Okay, and it affected me. I had no appetite. I couldn't sleep. I lost interest in everything. I mean, there was no wanting to do anything. Nothing was important to me if it wasn't with my kids or with my ex. Now, and that ain't just the case. I mean, it's everything I imagined. All the hard work, all the blood, sweat, and tears, all the everything you put into something. When it breaks your heart like that, you get sick to your stomach. You don't have an appetite. You barely could sleep. You don't want to be around people. People don't understand as the way you think. And even if they did understand, you just don't even want to talk about it, or you don't even want to complain to them. So, yeah, you're constantly crying and constantly depressed. I mean, this depression leads to more severe things that I've talked about in other videos, but definitely, it definitely affects you badly and physically. I mean, your physical appearance may start to deteriorate. Your health may deteriorate, and lots of things. People don't understand the type of hurt stress can put on you physically, not just mentally. Especially when it comes to heartbreak. You know, you'll hear all the time people losing weight and things like that is because it's physically attacking them. That's why it feels so bad. Okay, and then I beat myself up trying to find a reason. You know, why shit went wrong, or trying to find a reason for anything really. I mean, and that's bad because you're just going over things over and over. You're repeating the cycle in your mind. You're not allowing yourself to break free from that. It is very toxic because your way of thinking is constantly polluted by these thoughts. If you allow negative energy in or negative thoughts in, you're now giving power to them thoughts. You let good thoughts in, you're giving power to them. So like I said before, you got to recognize that right away, and you got to correct it right away. Try to change the way change your thoughts. And that's going to take time. I mean, it takes practice, but still. Okay. And also, I felt like I was dying inside. I mean, that's the best way I could put it. Like, being consumed from the inside out, crawling in my skin. Like, I felt like I just, it's a terrible feeling, guys. And then you add your anger on top of it, your frustration. You just, no matter what you add on it, it makes it worse. Okay, and then yeah, because you also you feel unwanted because of what they did. You know, you feel unwanted. Like, if they didn't want you, then who the hell is gonna want you? They know everything about you. Sometimes you feel like you don't even have it in you to want to try to invest that type of time into a relationship again. Or let's say you just don't even care. You don't have that energy to. You don't even care. You know, like, that's kind of where I'm at right now, guys. Is I don't have the energy to want to put inside somebody else right now. Like, I'm gonna figure my own shit out. But yeah, so and it also makes you feel like you can never trust again. Okay, and I talked about this in my video, toxic relationships, but you feel like you can never trust again because if they can do it to you, anybody can do it to you. I mean, in my case, I would have died for that person. I would have gave my life for that person. Now, when you try to put yourself in their shoes, you got to ask yourself, would they have died for you? I mean, do they feel the same about you? Have they ever? Okay, and that's also gonna affect your trust because you're gonna think, oh, well, the one person you did trust, they couldn't even do that. So, oh man, it's gonna definitely take time to build that up again. And then yeah, you just become numb to everything. Really, I mean, anybody else's problems or anything going on, you become numb. Let's say problems of yours. After that, it's just who cares? At times, that's how I was. And like I said, yeah, losing interest in everything. And then also you feel emotionally unavailable. Like you come off awkward to people that are, let's say, maybe trying to spark some type of conversation or just get something going with you, maybe wanting to get to know you more. In your mind, at least my mind, I just feel like I don't have it in me to. I'm emotionally unavailable because I got some repairing to do. So, okay, so things that I've done to help myself with this is breaking the bad habits. Okay, there's a lot of bad habits or just habits in general, not even bad, that you have to break yourself from. Like one for me was her name. I would call other people by her name. I would, when you're so used to saying that name, I got 10 years of saying that name just about. And when you're so used to that, it's hard. You got to break yourself from them habits or maybe expecting things from that person or expecting things that you're used to, I guess you could say. And also, you got to try to suppress that way of living. You got to try to block that out because it's no longer there. And for me, I had to move out of other homes that I was in after this is because I just could not live in them. It was that depressing for me. I was that heartbroken. I could not even stay in my own house, and I ultimately let it go. But I would see shadows. I would hear things I am so used to are no longer there, and it was so heartbreaking. I'm telling you guys, there wasn't a time of day that I didn't cry. And some of you may say pussy or whatever, but I'll tell you guys, I'm a strong motherfucker. And when you're heartbroken, I don't care how strong you are. I don't care how big you are. I don't give a fuck what you went through. I don't care how cold-hearted you are. When you're heartbroken, you'll know. And there's a lot of people out there, they know what heartbreak is. I mean, me, I know it all too well. But, okay. Yeah, and also, guys, you got to tell yourself this. I mean, this is what I tell myself. If they could do that to you, they claim they love you. By the way, you don't do that to people you love. If you claim you love somebody, the things that were done to me, you just don't do. It's very cruel. But the bright side of that, they claim they love you the way they did and all that and everything, and they did what they did to you. That's just saying they don't belong, guys. Hey, that's a fucking blessing, really. If I had to deal with another 10 years of that, of lies, of bullshit, yeah, it'd be worse. Okay, so, yeah, if they don't belong in your life, let them go. It is a blessing. Let them fucking go, because they're just going to continue to fuck over you and make your life hard. Nobody needs that. And also letting go, guys. Letting go of the anger, of everything, of thoughts of revenge, of getting back, of anything like that, or maybe there's a chance, or reasons, finding out what the fucking reasons were, all that. Let all that shit go, because it doesn't matter. Like I said right before this, if they don't belong in your life, that's good. Let them go. Fuck them. You know, everything that was supposed to be, let it go. I'm learning that, and it's working, guys. It really is working. Letting go is probably the most powerful fucking thing I'm doing right now, and staying sober. So know your worth too. Know your worth, man. If you guys did a lot for that person, and you claim that, you know, they couldn't have made it without you, or you provided something, then you're worth something. Obviously, know your worth. Okay, and if they stayed with you that long, you're obviously worth something. I mean, they may say other shit. They may call you worthless, good for nothing, all that shit. But if they keep taking you back and they staying with you that long, you're not worthless. So know your worth. And also, ignore them. You know, I know it's hard to at times, and there's a lot of people out there, including myself in the beginning of these. I could not ignore it. I just couldn't. I couldn't let it go. I had to be heard. I had to disrupt. I had to, I felt like I had to get back. But even with words, anything, ignore them. Don't even go to profiles. Don't even check social media. Don't even try to text. Don't even call. Nothing. Ignore them. In my case, I have kids, which it's not the route to go. I'm intentionally being hurt that way. But at the same time, the people that don't have kids are the people that are just ignore them, guys. Don't play their game. That's what they want. They want you to feed into their game. Okay, because the people that act out like I do, it's easy to point the finger at people like us. Okay, when you're freaking out or just speaking your mind, even if it's truth, it's facts, all that, you're still gonna get the finger pointed at you as the loose cannon, because that's just how it is these days, guys. So don't play their game, and rebuild yourself. And just take that time to rebuild yourself. It doesn't even matter what it is, as long as you're better than the day before. If you're doing anything to progress yourself in one way or another, good for you. Continue that. Rebuild yourself, because that's what it takes. A lot of people that are like me or myself, as damaged as I was, it's hard to rebuild, and it takes strength, okay? But I'm doing it, guys. I mean, it's working. I'm for sure doing it. And love yourself, guys. I mean, I know that sounds corny, but you gotta love yourself, because if you can't even stand the man in the mirror, how in the fuck are you gonna put up with life, or put up with yourself the rest of your life? Learn how to love yourself. Learn to look at your qualities. Learn to look at your blessings, your traits, and things that you're good at. Embrace them. You guys would be surprised, man. Your curse could be your blessing, and people don't understand that. I'm looking at things that way now, and so far so good. So, but anyway, guys, I want to get off here. I don't want to keep these videos too long. So this is my video on heartbreak, and yes, there's more. I just want to hurry up and get something out to you guys on my speaking experience part of this. So thank you, everybody. I'll be getting back soon. I'm gonna try to make another video today. My next video out will be a podcast on PTSD with a veteran. You guys will get my version of PTSD, the urban version, everyday people, and then you'll get actually a good friend of mine, and you'll get his version on military-style PTSD and things like that, things that he has to deal with and many other Americans have to deal with. So you guys might like that one, and we'll definitely keep you guys updated with what's going on. Thank you.